it's about to start creating stuff for you so you can start creating, but it's better if you understand why we're creating it first and what's going to happen when you do. Now, there are several different methods for this particular strategy depending on where you are right now. And there are some estate agents who have never used social media marketing ever, so they won't have what we call any leads at all. And there's some people who've maybe got a few, and then there's some people who've got absolutely loads and loads of leads, and many of those they won't even be aware that they can even use. Okay, so bearing all this in mind, let's take you through from the beginning. Let's say you're a new estate agent and you've never, you've just begun. Okay, so this is for you. If you're a new agent, you need to let people know in your area that you are now an estate agent. It's good to do referrals, of course, with friends and family, but you tend to find that after a short period of time, that kind of slows down, or it kind of happens in waves, so you're never quite sure where your next instruction is coming from. So this is how you can fill those gaps and then build your own list of people who need to sell their properties. We do this first of all by doing what we call power content. Now, the power content is designed to be educational and to let people know that you're an authority in your area of selling houses and knowing your area really, really well, okay, so that people can trust you. These are designed to build the all-important know, like, and trust. People see your face, people can see that you know how to sell houses, and people actually get to like you. So we suggest you do 3 of these, and you can put on as little as you like, but we tend to find that £5 on each of these is a good place to start to build what we call your warm audience. Now, to build your warm audience, you need to get them to watch at least a minute of your video, otherwise it doesn't go into your invisible list. Okay, now we have the techniques to do this, which I'm going to show you how, and there's a specific structure for this. Okay, so you can just put out any old content and as an ad, but it might not be as effective as this particular structure we've got in place. So in your warm audience, you want to get 1,000 before Facebook will actually allow you to start retargeting, which is where the magic is. And we call these the hot 7 because we found that if you put up at least 7, you will be everywhere in people's news feeds on Facebook. Okay, so you'll just keep popping up all over the place. So we found that 7's a good number. Now, you don't have to have 7. You can do less. You can do more. Okay, we just found that's a good average number. And so we start at the top. We build your warm audience, and then we retarget. Now, there's other things you can do too. If you're busy, that's what I would actually suggest you do. It's also good to get into the habit of doing 3 organic posts per week. Okay, and we have a list of what you would do for that. And the reason is that you will create something called prolific content. And that means that if people come to visit your Facebook page or any other online social media page, people see that you know what you're talking about, they get to know your face, and it all builds up to being like a local like mini celebrity. Basically, you dominate your area with doing this. Okay, there's some other things you can do too. Something called a conversion multiplier. This is something we would suggest if you are an agent working from home or an online agent, because they can't come and knock at your door. Well, they can, but if you're on the high street, you don't really need this. Okay, these are actually built because they can't come and see your window. Okay, these are your window. And the idea of these is to actually create conversations that you would normally have if you had a high street office. And these also contribute to your warm audience. If people watch at least 95% of these are just 60-second videos, again, with a very specific structure, okay, which we're going to teach you over this next week. And this is what helps build your warm audience also. But it also helps you have conversations. These are kind of like a bit magical. Obviously, it's more advertising spend, so if you have a high street office, you don't need to do them. Okay. Once you have your warm audience in place, and that's 1,000 people who've watched either a minute of this or about a minute of that, you can then put these out to your warm audience, people who've already watched a minute of your videos, so they already recognize you, you've already captured their attention, and then Facebook then allows us to get putting your post out in front of them. Now, if you have a little bit more of advertising budget, we also suggest that you boost your organic posts, because then you get in front of even more people. Okay, and you don't start boosting your organic posts until you've got 1,000 people in your warm audience. Otherwise, it's going out to a cold audience and it's not very effective at all. You can if you want. It's just not a very effective use of your advertising budget. Okay, so that's what this would be if you had never used any kind of online marketing before. Okay, if you're a new agent as well. Now, there's another strategy which is actually quite exciting for the majority of UK estate agents, and that is if you've been running for quite a while. This is for established agents, or if you've taken over an agency, and the idea is that you've got a lot of leads already, which most of the time you believe are dead, or you just do not have the time to call each one. You may be writing letters to them, you may be knocking on people's doors, you may be sending out leaflets and thinking that's enough, but this is actually much more effective. And what we do is we put every single lead you've ever had, as long as you've got them on a spreadsheet or somewhere on your database or in your computers, and we pop them into Facebook for you. Facebook will populate their data into your own list, and it'll be your own warm audience, and then we can retarget them for a very, very low cost to remind people who've already seen you before, one way or another, maybe from a valuation tool, maybe they dropped their details in for a seller guide, maybe they'd actually used your service before. There could be any number of reasons for this, and you basically would retarget them with these £1 ads. And there's many of these that you can use. We always start off with video testimonials if you've got them. If not, just written testimonials in a carousel ad. We would probably put in something, some educational videos in there. We'd work with you to find out what you would like to put in there, and also guide you what we think is best as well. And you'd also put in your offer ad as well, what it is you're offering right now for your service. These are very, very low cost and extremely effective because these people already know who you are. Okay, you can also do the organic 3 going out in your social media feed, and also boost to this audience as well, so thousands of people get to see your posts. Okay, and you can also do your conversion multipliers if you're an online agent or working from home. Okay, so once you've got all this set up from your CRM or your email list or whatever, you can then build even more of an audience by then going to what we call top of funnel, and this goes up to cold traffic, people who do not know you yet. And again, we do some educational videos. This helps to build authority, let people get to know you and like you and trust you over time, because people get to see your videos, which actually show them that you know how to sell houses and that you know what you're talking about and you know your area well. Okay, all the things that people are looking for when they're about to trust someone with their largest asset. Okay, you can also put any offer ads that you have going right now, and these can turn into sales conversations. So those are the 2 strategies that we have, okay, right now. This is what we're going to take you through this week. I'm going to show you how to do all of these different types of ads. Then we're going to show you how to put them into your Facebook Ads Manager and how to set them up in a way that you can actually see if they're working or not, and if you need to test new elements of each ad. It doesn't take much to do. You just need to find out what your local area of homeowners are actually looking for right now. And it's different in every area, and we know that because we've been testing this for a year now, and it's the same in America as well. So we know where to start, and then we know how to look to see which bits need changing, which is exciting because it only takes 7 days to get in the data for changing things. It takes 90 days of data to get like this up and running and in a really useful way, but that's the same with absolutely any type of marketing or advertising. Anybody says you're going to get amazing results after 7 days, well, probably is lying, to be honest. Okay, so I hope that's useful to you. Any questions at all, please feel free to reach out. Obviously, we're on Facebook, LinkedIn. You can go to our website. There's a WhatsApp button there, or you can go through Messenger. You can call me. Just go to my website, which have my numbers on it as well. Any way you like, I'm here. If I'm in a meeting, obviously I won't answer, but I'll get back to you as soon as I can.